Welcome to Serenity Palace. Have you ever felt torn between craving intimacy and pushing it away at the same time? Do your relationships often feel like a confusing dance of wanting closeness but fearing the vulnerability that comes with it? If this sounds familiar, you may have what's known as a disorganized or fearful-avoidant attachment style. In today's video, we're diving deep into this complex attachment pattern to understand how it forms, what it looks like in adulthood, and how it can impact your relationships. Let's uncover why you might feel both drawn to and terrified of emotional intimacy. The fourth type style in this series is called disorganized or fearful-avoidant attachment style. It is one of the most complex and challenging of the attachment types. Individuals with this attachment style experience a contradictory mix of emotions in relationships. On one hand, they desire closeness and intimacy. On the other, they fear the emotional vulnerability that comes with it. This constant internal conflict leads to unpredictable behaviors, as they oscillate between drawing people in and pushing them away. People with this attachment style might say things like, "I want to be close, but I'm scared of getting hurt. Sometimes I crave intimacy, and other times I feel suffocated by it." Or, "I don't know why I push people away when I actually want them around." They experience a heightened level of emotional sensitivity and are often plagued by deep fears of rejection and abandonment. This attachment style can lead to confusion and turmoil in relationships, both for the individual and their partner. Disorganized attachment typically forms in early childhood as a response to inconsistent caregiving, often in environments where the caregiver is both a source of comfort and fear. This could occur in households where the caregiver is abusive, neglectful, or emotionally unpredictable. In such environments, the child becomes confused, as the person they rely on for safety is also the source of emotional distress or fear. This creates a chaotic emotional landscape for the child. They want to seek comfort from their caregiver, but are simultaneously frightened by them. This leads to a disorganized attachment where the child doesn't develop a clear, consistent strategy for dealing with emotional closeness. As adults, individuals with disorganized attachment carry these early experiences into their relationships. They want intimacy but fear it, leading to behaviors that can feel erratic or contradictory. Let's explore the characteristics of this attachment style and how it shows up in adult relationships. There is a fear of abandonment and intimacy. People with disorganized attachment experience an intense fear of abandonment, but also a fear of intimacy. This creates an emotional tug-of-war where they long for closeness but feel anxious about getting too close. They often worry about being rejected or hurt by their partner, which makes them wary of fully committing to emotional intimacy. They have unpredictable and conflicting behavior. Those with this attachment style may act unpredictably in relationships. One moment they might be warm and loving, and the next distant and withdrawn. This inconsistency can be confusing for their partners, who may feel unsure of where they stand in the relationship. They have trust issues, which is a major challenge for individuals with disorganized attachment. They often expect others to hurt, betray, or abandon them, making it difficult for them to fully trust their partner. Even in the absence of real threats, they may perceive danger in their relationships, leading to anxiety and defensiveness. Emotional dysregulation and having emotional highs and lows are common with disorganized attachment. Individuals may find it difficult to regulate their emotions, swinging between extremes of affection and fear. This emotional instability can create a roller coaster dynamic in their relationships where both partners feel unsettled. They self-sabotage in relationships. People with disorganized attachment may unconsciously sabotage their relationships out of fear of getting hurt. They might push their partner away when things start getting serious, or create conflict to avoid the vulnerability of emotional intimacy. This can lead to a cycle of failed relationships, where their deep-seated fears are continually reinforced. This attachment style, oftentimes people are hypervigilant, constantly scanning for signs of rejection or abandonment. They may misinterpret innocent actions from their partner as threats or signs that the relationship is in jeopardy, leading to heightened anxiety and reactive behavior. It can wreak havoc on romantic relationships. Let's examine some behavioral patterns with this attachment style. One common pattern in these relationships is the push and pull dynamic. When things start to get too close, the fearful-avoidant partner may retreat, creating emotional distance. But when their partner pulls away, they may fear abandonment and try to re-establish closeness. This back and forth can create significant emotional strain for both parties. There's an underlying fear of rejection, which often leads individuals with disorganized attachment to test their partner's loyalty. This might involve creating unnecessary conflict, withdrawing emotionally, or becoming clingy, all in an effort to see if their partner will leave. Unfortunately, these behaviors can push the partner away, fulfilling their fear of rejection. The emotional volatility of this attachment style can make it hard to maintain stable, long-lasting relationships. The constant push and pull can lead to a sense of instability, leaving both partners feeling emotionally exhausted and insecure. Boundaries. Fearful-avoidant individuals often struggle with setting boundaries. They may either allow others to overstep their boundaries in an attempt to avoid conflict or create overly rigid boundaries as a defense mechanism. This inconsistency can make it difficult for their partner to understand how to navigate the relationship. If you think you might have a disorganized or fearful-avoidant attachment style, here are some reflective questions. Do you find yourself wanting closeness but feeling anxious when things get too intimate? Are you afraid of being hurt or abandoned in relationships, even when your partner isn't showing signs of leaving? Do you experience emotional highs and lows in relationships, swinging between affection and fear? Have you been told by partners that your behavior is unpredictable or confusing? Do you push your partner away when they try to get close, but then feel anxious when they distance themselves? Are trust issues a common theme in your relationships, even with people who haven't given you a reason to doubt them? If these questions resonate with you, it's possible that you have a disorganized attachment style. Can you change a disorganized, fearful-avoidant attachment style? Although the disorganized attachment style is complex, the good news is that, like all attachment styles, it's not permanent. With self-awareness, emotional work, and possibly therapy, it's possible to shift toward a more secure attachment style over time with the following: therapy and support. Working with a therapist, especially one trained in attachment theory or trauma, can be incredibly helpful for individuals with disorganized attachment. Therapy provides a safe space to explore fears of intimacy, trust issues, and emotional regulation challenges. Learning to trust. Building trust with a supportive and emotionally secure partner can help ease the fear and anxiety associated with relationships. Over time, experiencing consistency and emotional safety in a relationship can help individuals with disorganized attachment develop a more secure attachment style. Mindfulness and emotional regulation. Developing mindfulness techniques and learning how to regulate emotions can be game-changing. By learning to sit with difficult emotions and not react impulsively, individuals with disorganized attachment can start to reduce the emotional highs and lows that characterize their relationships. Disorganized or fearful-avoidant attachment can be a difficult attachment style to navigate, both for the person experiencing it and their partner. However, with self-awareness and a willingness to work on emotional challenges, change is possible. By understanding your attachment style, you take the first step toward building more secure and stable relationships. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.